Hi, Mom. So I got my ticket home from Europe. I get back on June 6th, but it's a really late flight because that was the cheapest, so it gets in at midnight. But don't worry, I'll get a shuttle from the airport so you don't have to pick me up. Like, really, seriously, you don't have to. Okay, so, love you. See you soon. Bye.
Hey everybody, RockPaperMario here, and welcome to Let's Play Gone Home as part of Summertime Radness 2, the scary sequel. This is a game which you've probably heard of before, and which I've actually been wanting to LP on this channel for quite a long time. It's pretty much like an interactive story adventure game is the best way I could describe it. As you can see, we're Caitlin Greenbrier. As you gathered from the little cassette recording right at the beginning there, we're just after arriving home on a late night flight back from Europe. So we might as well get some light going on up in here first of all. Now this game is pretty much just a very atmospheric sort of. Oh my god, you've got like old Christmas tree lights, I guess, and Christmas tree junk for outside. It's pretty much like an old, just a very atmospheric sort of adventure where you very slowly um, unravel the story of what's going on here. Now you can pretty much interact with almost anything, like even something as insignificant as a cup, you can pick up and like have a look at. And every single one of the items in this game, and that's one of the most impressive things about it. Really, is every single one of the things that you can pick up in this game has just been lovingly crafted in minute detail. And here we've got some notes stuck to the door. Katie, I'm sorry I can't be there to see you, but it is impossible. Please, please don't go digging and trying to find out where I am. I don't want, and then mom and dad, but crossed out, anyone on mature thought to know. We'll see each other again someday. Don't be worried. I love you, Sam. So yeah, it's June 7th in 1995 when this game is set. Sam is, well, I guess we'll find out as the game progresses. Now the reason I am, oh my god, my hair is annoying me. Sorry, wait a second. Well, it's not my hair, it's my glasses. The headphones had like my glasses like right up against the brow of my forehead. Now as you can see, the atmosphere is somewhat creepy when you get in here. It's a dark and stormy night. I'm actually going to go ahead and close the front door. It's a dark and stormy night. You arrive back home, and there's basically nobody in the house. You're completely alone, which can get a little bit unnerving at times, I guess. And as I said like earlier, you can pretty much look at everything in minute detail that's inside in like all of these drawers. If we open this drawer, it's the same story. We can pretty much just have a peek in here and see what's going on. And that's basically how you're going to unravel what's going on, and what the backstory is, the lead up to everything going on in this game. So as you can see, directions to directions to something from new home. Oh, to work from new home. Travel time 1 hour and 10 minutes every single day to go to work. 1 hour and 10 minutes, imagine. Now I'm pretty much going to be letting this game do a lot of speaking for itself, if you know what I mean. Because you'll see soon enough why that's going to be the case. Not just because the game itself is quite mellow and melancholy, but also because of something we're going to see soon enough here. So we've got here what seems like a moving bill, which moving's expensive these days apparently. Boxes overweight for the library, 10, so they would have been even more expensive. Television 24-inch, television 14-inch, continue on attached worksheets.
Dear Katie, so much has changed, even just since you've been away. We moved into this house. I'm at a new school, and my big sister being gone for a year doesn't make it any easier. It doesn't feel real, but I'm not gonna let it faze me. I used to tell you everything, and if I can't do it in person, because you're off gallivanting around who knows where, I'll tell it to this journal, just like I was talking to you.
So that's the first of what's called Sam's radio diary. And Sam, it was the writer of the note that was on the was the writer of the note that was stuck to the door. So now we know Sam is apparently our sister. So, and basically we're going to be hearing little bits and pieces of the story by way of like Sam's um diary all throughout the game, and it's really going to be a real treat. But basically, as I said, I'm pretty much going to let the game speak for itself. So every time there is one of those things, I'm pretty much just going to shut up, which is going to be a challenge for me, someone who generally likes to just keep talking and talking and talking. Itinerary. Katie's departure. Okay, so we've been away for almost a year. Because so that's like July 6th, 1994. So we've been away for like 11 months. We went to Amsterdam. How fascinating. So yeah, we've pretty much been out of the house for a year, so it's no wonder. So you can presume, like, if we've been out of the house for about a year and we haven't been at home, that there's been a lot going on while we've been away. Sam, Daniel from the old neighborhood called. He wants to come see the new house. Call him back. Mom, Daniel is a total weirdo. The only reason I ever hung out with him in the first place is he had a Nintendo when we were little. Oh my god. Poor Daniel. Also, I'm pretty like obsessive with closing all the things that I've opened. And funny thing is, I'm just going to demonstrate it with the phone here. You don't always have to put stuff back. If you want, you can get angry and you can throw the phone across the ground. It's like my dad's not a phone. Let's see if there are any messages. A tree, apparently.
Sam. Sam. Hello. Sam. Sam, where are you? Really? I need to talk to you. Please be there.
Hi, Mom. So I got my ticket home from Europe. I get back on June 6th, but it's a really late flight because that was the cheapest, so it gets in at midnight. But don't worry, I'll get a shuttle from the airport so you don't have to pick me up. Like, really seriously, you don't have to. Okay, so, love you. See you soon. Bye.
So, a couple of things there, which is, first of all, who was calling Sam, who was in such, like, a distressed state? I just can't leave that here like that. I'm just gonna put it back. The poor phone, what did the phone do to deserve this? I'm moving, like, really slowly, which I don't know whether that's because, like, it's, like, too, like, intensive for the poor MacBook to be recording and playing this game at once. I might, like... Especially when you're in like those big areas. It seems to be fine when you're in like the small areas. So we've got something here. Janice Greenbrier. That must be the mom. We've got a board game here, all over the Alps, a novel traveling game. Goodfellow High School. Let's close the door and see if there's anything behind. It's pretty much worthwhile being like looking everywhere because this game has so much pride in the details of it. Like for example, like you guys saw, and I'm like moving really slowly, so I'm gonna check if I can maybe do something in the options to. Okay, so it's already down to medium. I wonder if I change it to detect, will it be better? And I wonder if I can like change the space or the speed that I go. No, apparently not. Show training messages. No, that's pretty much okay. Resume. Okay, I'm still like going quite slowly. Like I remember being able to move more quickly than this, but I think it's just because I'm like recording it at the same time. Because as soon as we get into these smaller areas, when there's not as much crap going on, it seems to like speed up a little bit. So one other detail, as you saw, there were like three. As you saw, there were like three. There were like three messages, unplayed messages on the answering machine. One was this mysterious person who seemed to be in quite a bit of distress. And there's like the scary talking in the background, which is terrifying. And one of them, and one of them was the message that we left, which you might not find that very interesting, but if you consider that it's an unplayed message, then my parents haven't got my message yet, and we left that message like we must have left it 12 hours ago because a flight from Amsterdam or a flight from Europe to America would take like hours and hours and hours ago. So no one's been in the house for hours at this stage if you read into it that much, which is just interesting to think of. So here's a postcard we've obviously sent. Hi Mom, Dad and Sam, I'm in Paris, done many Parisian things, including eating le petit déjeuner and wearing a beret. I'm going to have lots of film to develop when I get back. Sam, I'm bringing you back something from the Shakespeare Book Company since you were my favourite sister. Love you all. Mom, Dad and Sam, I are 1 Arbor Hill, Boone County. That must be like after they moved or something. Well, no. Yeah, I guess it is after they moved. So we've got another couple of things we can look at in here. Oscar Doc Mason, 60 of Boone County, died peacefully in his house that would be his home for the rest of his life. He attained his degree in pharmacy at a young age and returned to Boone County to practice. He quickly became a much-loved figure at the center of the community. In the decades preceding his passing, he was seldom seen outside his home. A service will be held this Sunday in the First Methodist Church. His survivors include his nephew, Terence Greenbrier, as well as in spirit the people of Boone County. Okay, interesting. So he's obviously a relative of ours if his name is Greenbrier as well. Have a look at these playing cards here. We've got a photo here as well that we can look at. Photo of someone in military uniform, whoever that is. So yeah, pretty much like one of the reasons why I wanted to do this for Summertime Radness is just because of, not only because of like the general atmosphere of the game, which the general atmosphere is very like creepy and isolated. I just want to like see what the badge says first of all. Heaven to Betsy, okay. Read note. Welcome new student. So we hope that you are as excited about your first day at Goodfellow High School as we are. Please be sure to bring the following with you on your first day of classes so that you can get right into the swing of things. Okay, sturdy folder, lined notebook, 6 pens, blue or black ink, and 6 pencils, 1 box of colored pencils, a standard combination lock, nutritious lunch or $2.50 for a lunch provided by the school cafeteria, and a positive attitude. I love the way she obviously is after picking up all of this stuff and crossed it through, and she's obviously still working on the positive attitude. It's like, please remember to get plenty of sleep the night before and be ready for the first bell to ring at 8 a.m. See you soon. Again, welcome. So from Beth Valance, the principal.
Oh my god. You are so lucky you finished high school before we moved into this house. So, it's the first day of school, and there I am, introducing myself to the class, and I say that I just moved into the house on Arbor Hill. All of a sudden, every kid in the room turns and just stares like I suddenly transformed into a mutant. I just stood there, wishing pretty hard for a rewind button. Because now maybe nobody knows my name, but they all know who I am. The Psycho House Girl. Great.
So yeah, as I was just about to say, one of the reasons I'm doing this for the scary sequel is because of this strange backstory that this game has also. Like, she was just like, oh, the Psycho House Girl. And like, sorry. New girl, what's up? So I'm just gonna read through this first. It's kind of hard to see though. Wait a second, I'm just gonna zoom in. I just thought that since you're new, maybe you could use a friend. I do not have a lot of friends. Oh, if you don't mind, do you mind? And then she says, no, I don't mind. What did you want to ask? Was it just your uncle who went psycho, or does it run in the family? And then she like ripped it up. Yeah, that's like, there's like this very, very strange like sub story going on here that they start revealing like at this point of the game. And it totally plays with your head, because you're like, at that time you don't know what the story of the game is going to be. All you know is you've arrived home, the house is empty, and inexplicably so. And then the game starts revealing like all this strange sub information about like, apparently somebody went psycho, that was like related to us, and like someone, and it's very like well known in the, it's very like well known in the community as well that that's the case. So it's just very unnerving then, because you're wondering what the hell is going on here. Okay, wiring in house is technically up to safety and amperage requirements. However, multiple layers of wiring have been added into structure over the last 100 years. System is frequently unpredictable. Lights blink out for no clear reason. Pressure on floorboards and door frames disrupt circuit wires directly behind the surface. Properly reworking the electrical system would be highly destructive to the walls, floors, and fixtures of a structure. Mr. Greenbrier, since there are no current safety concerns, issue will not be addressed. Okay. And that's a pretty like insignificant detail, I guess, but it's just interesting to know about, I guess. And as I say, just like there's just so much love and there's just so much like love and care after being put into every single like aspect of this game. It's unbelievable. Okay, that's not going to work. I obviously need to find a combination here somewhere. Might as well turn the lamp on, get some light going here.